Welcome to historic Memorial Coliseum here in Lexington, Kentucky. Just underway, the Cats and the Tigers. Beth Mowins along with Debbie Antonelli. And a pivotal matchup in the SEC. A couple of teams right now still in the chase for a regular season title, as well as a double bye for the SEC tournament and a top 4 seed. And we could know that by the end of the day. LSU with a win, they get the double bye. Kentucky with a win and an Ole Miss loss, they would get a bye. And Ole Miss down 10 to Missouri at the half this afternoon as Deja Lawrence pulls up and knocks it down.
On senior day here at Kentucky, where Lawrence and Amoore are celebrating their senior campaigns in Lexington. Lawrence to the nail for a bucket.
With a transfer from Charlotte. Strack with a block on Morrow. And here comes Amoore with the push.
This is a finesse front line. You're going to have to be able to pump fake if you're LSU, who's undersized at almost every position against Kentucky.
Morrow takes a charge, and that is the second foul on Key. And this was one of the things that LSU was hoping for. Force Kenny Brooks to go to his bench, and he will have to do it here, and their depth will be tested. This is Clara Silva, the 6'7" freshman from Portugal.
Silva is a 6'7" player with a little bit of experience, plays about 12 minutes a game for Kenny Brooks. She's going to have to play big here.
Here's Williams looking to face up, good cut to the rim. Johnson couldn't quite hang on to it, and Kentucky comes out with it. Lawrence with the push into the lane and a foul on Samaya Smith. Kim Mulkey now in her 4th season at LSU with a national championship a couple years ago. 3 other titles from her time at Baylor, and also championships as a player and an assistant coach at Louisiana Tech.
She's had success everywhere she's been. She is a winner. She has an incredible product on the floor this year. They only have 2 losses on their basketball resume this season, Texas and South Carolina. And they're going to get a chance at one of them, or maybe both, in the SEC tournament.
Charlie Brackett says they are a 2 seed right now, overall number 7. Which of course means they would get to stay home and play in the PMAC for the 1st and 2nd rounds of the NCAA tournament, where for the 4th year in a row, they're on the verge of setting attendance records. Day Wilson with a nice mid-range pull-up for the transfer from Duke, with a stop in Miami as well. 8 of the 10 starters today, Debbie, capable of a 20-point performance.
Got a lot of offense on the floor. That's why it's important to guard the ball, not the action here today. And for Kentucky, if they can get LSU in some rotations on defense, they have a better chance of scoring.
Strack missed it. Silva cleans it up.
Georgia Amoore, 2nd in the nation in assists, does such a good job in the pick and roll game. And Strack is an excellent target on the roll of the basket, but she also has the ability to short roll and pop.
They were teammates together at Virginia Tech under Kenny Brooks. The whole starting 5 transfers for the Cats. Here's Williams, and she knocks it down for 3.
Kayla Williams has one of the pure offensive games in the entire country. She's a 3-level scorer who can beat you in a variety of ways.
Last 6 games, over 20 points per game for Michaela. Just a sophomore. Amoore off the front of the rim. She starts out the game 0 for 3. The push for Johnson, and a trip to the line coming up for Flage.
This is just a good job by Strack right here to get into open space, and then Silva with the offensive rebound. It's a couple of buckets early for Kentucky on the offensive boards, and LSU has a lethal mid-range game. They don't make a lot of threes, Beth, only 5 a game.
Strack is, she hurt her thumb, it looks like, on that last play. She was holding it just a moment ago. Signaling to the bench that she may need some attention. Here's Johnson at the line.
And Kenny Brooks is doing what every head coach in America would do right now. Don't make eye contact with your best player out there on the floor. Make her stay and play through it.
Kenny with a trip to the Final Four a couple of years ago with Virginia Tech, now in his first year here in Lexington. Amoore had it knocked loose. LSU on the run, and that's a travel on Smith.
Watch Strack right here on the roll. It looks like she might have been fouled right there.
And immediately reaches for the right thumb. Keep an eye on that.
With Silva on the floor, Strack is more playing the 4, so that's definitely a foul.
That'll be a reach in on Johnson. Midway through this first quarter, 2-point lead for Kentucky. Here in the first quarter in Lexington, 8-6, Kentucky on top of LSU. Beth Mullins alongside Debbie Antonelli. And a treat out on the floor this afternoon with a pair of All-Americans getting ready to show their wares.
I mean, I love offense, so I love how Georgia Amoore, second in the nation in assists, sees all 9 players when she's making a read, making a decision. And on the other side, Anissa Morrow, the motor on the glass, the constant effort, the willingness to sacrifice other things to get on the boards. It's just amazing to me how these 2 players play their positions at an elite level.
Continuing a big day of college basketball around the country, including NC State's double overtime upset of Notre Dame earlier today. Number 3 UCLA barely hanging on to win at Iowa this afternoon. And a lot of you just watched North Carolina knock off Louisville on the road without Alyssa Usby in the lineup. Big win for the Tar Heels. Day Wilson stepped on the sideline. Slow start offensively for both sides.
Well, Kentucky's key is keeping LSU off the glass. So far, Kentucky has 3 offensive rebounds. They've scored on 2 of them. LSU doesn't have any offensive rebounds.
Georgia Amoore off the spin, still looking for her first bucket. Has a chance here, and is now 0 for 4. Strack with a rebound and a foul on Day Wilson.
Clara Strack has her hands full on that front line, trying to box out. She's a player that you see improve every time she steps on the floor, Beth. Last year, 4.5 points playing behind the All-American Elizabeth Kitley at Virginia Tech. This year, she's a 15-9.
And that was the second foul on Day Wilson, so both sides are down a starter with early foul trouble. Strack tried to tip it up there. Morrow had it, knocked it out of bounds last.
Anissa Morrow has such great instincts, reads the glass so well, and moves and maneuvers and carves space, and then she's got this quick jump as well.
Hassett spins baseline and missed the layup and gets fouled.
Right now, early on, Kentucky's been the more aggressive team. They have been able to run their stuff. They're getting to the glass. Now they're getting to the free throw line.
First foul on LaKayla Williams, and a 4-point Kentucky lead in front of a sold-out crowd here at Memorial Coliseum in Lexington.
And a beautiful $82 million renovation.
Fabulous.
Way to go, Mitch Barnhart, the athletic director here. Terrific.
Morrow with the fade. No, there's their first offensive rebound. They will keep possession here on a held ball.
It is absolutely gorgeous in here. It used to be very brown in here. Now it's very blue.
Very blue. Very big blue nation.
I mean, there's hospitality areas in here, and there's
those are old bleachers.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like shiplap in one of the end zones here behind one of the baskets. A lot on the line for these two. They come into the day, LSU 3rd in the SEC, Kentucky 4th. As Gilbert, one of the best 6th women in the league, knocks it down, the transfer from Arizona. Both these teams with a win today have a chance to clinch a top 4 finish and a double bye for the SEC tournament. LSU with a win, Kentucky with a win and an Ole Miss loss. What a job for Kenny Brooks with a 20-win season right out of the gate. They haven't been to the NCAA tournament the last couple of years.
What an incredible job he's done in his first year to be 21-4 at this point. And in contention for a double bye in the SEC tournament.
Gilbert with a nice find over the top to the backside, and Morrow with the finish. That evens it up for LSU. Amoore, defender went underneath the screen. Kim Mulkey thought it was a moving screen, but Amoore has her first basket.
I would call that a little twist action on the top of the floor. Silva just changing her angle.
Pass deflected away by Silva.
There's a measure of patience about the way Georgia Amoore plays the game, and right there doing a good job of reading with plenty of space, separation she didn't need to create. Silva created it for her.
With over 2,500 points and 800 assists in her career. Morrow, good ball fake, got Strack in the air. Offensive rebound, stick back no. And Carla able to secure it.
Strack doing a good job. Oh, they're going to call her for a carry, but she's doing a good job of building a wall and then turning and rebounding.
Well, Kentucky immediately wanted a flop warning right here on Morrow. Didn't get the call, and instead the infraction against Strack.
There's no faking the officials anymore, Beth. Can't do that. No faking them out.
Got a whistle and a scrum underneath.
Kentucky making sure nobody leaves the bench over there. Kenny Brooks first on the floor. Morrow came in with an extra shove. There's some pushing and shoving going on under there. This game might mean something. Don't they say it just matters more in the SEC?
And that's got the crowd riled up with under 2 minutes to go.
There's a jump ball call on the floor.
Oh,
and then Strack
pushes Poa.
And then Morrow sees Strack push, and she comes in and she pushes Strack.
Immediately says, we're not having that.
The floor is a held ball. The possession arrow is going towards Kentucky. The play is under review for intentional fouls against both teams.
So we're going to have dead ball, intentional fouls on, I'm believing, Strack and Morrow, which will be personal fouls, Beth. And they will count as team fouls, and they will cancel out. So they'll go back to the possession arrow, and it'll be Kentucky's ball.
Neither one has a personal foul yet, so it would be the first on both Morrow and Strack if that's the way it goes.
They're going to be penalties of equal gravity, so I think they're just going to do this quickly and move on.
That is Poa and Tyler initially, and there you see the push from Strack and then the retaliation from Morrow.
Well, they're definitely going to come away with intentional fouls here. Dead ball, intentional foul.
Gina Cross, Eric Bruton, Bill Lawrence, the officials today.
It'd be the same as an F1 on the men's side.
After review, there's an intentional foul on Kentucky 13. There's also an intentional foul on LSU 24. Those penalties will offset. The ball will go to Kentucky on the sideline. All clocks are good.
All right, Debbie, there you have it. And it will be Kentucky basketball on the possession arrow, so they'll flip that arrow over to the LSU side for the next one. And checking the stat sheet, it is now official. Strack with a personal foul and Morrow with her first. Well, actually, that hasn't shown up yet for Morrow.
Well, they won't change the possession arrow until the ball comes inbounds.
Number 13 for Kentucky, Strack. So foul is offset. It will be Kentucky basketball.
Now they'll switch the arrow back over to LSU.
Amoore off the cross, the hesitation, drops it off for Silva, stripped loose. LSU thought that went off of Strack's chest.
Well, we're going to be in for a game here. Let me just tell you this. This is going to be possession for possession right here. Silva getting extended minutes with Tiani Key on the bench with 2 fouls. She picked those up in the first 2.5 minutes of the first quarter.
Lexi Blue over the top. Strack rejected. Good block by Jersey Wolfenbarger, the 6'5" junior.
A lot of single side ball screen action. Nice roll to the bucket. Good block by Silva.
And Silva right back at her. Amoore on the run. Tyler will pull up for 3, and that's off the mark. Strack weak side has it. Final minute of this first quarter.
Well, Kentucky's going to get the ball back here on a 2-for-1.
Amoore. Boy, that's the second time the defender has gone underneath the screen, but she's missed the shot. She opens up the day 1 for 5, 1 for 6. And that foul's on Silva.
Georgia Amoore has made the most threes for Kentucky, and she's a 34% three-point shooter. Do you think that LSU is feeling like she might be more dangerous getting to the paint than she is shooting threes on the top of the floor?
Perhaps that is the case.
We'll watch and see.
See if the officials have it figured out.
There's free throws here.
This
game is really
5th team foul.
It's really slowed down.
Yeah. So this is last year Poa at the line, the senior Australian. Hey, our ESPN2 Big Monday women's basketball matchup features a big one in the Big 12. Kansas State hosting Baylor tomorrow night on ESPN2. That's a big one for Kansas State, looking to shore up their resume and hold on to a top 16 seed for the NCAA tournament where they could stay at home first and second rounds.
Jeff Mitty's got 7 seniors on that squad with an incredible sense of urgency, but Nikki Collins' club has played their best basketball right now.
Ayoka Lee did come back,
Yes.
played 5 minutes yesterday. We'll see if she's on a pitch count the rest of the way or how effective she could be. There's some injuries now that everybody on the selection committee will be keeping an eye on down the stretch. Foul here on Poa will get Georgia Amoore to the line where she's 85% on the season. In her 150th start in 152 career games at Virginia Tech and Kentucky.
Sort of a package deal when Kenny Brooks came to Kentucky to bring his point guard Georgia Amoore along with him, the All-American, who I think is the best point guard in the country. Hannah Hidalgo is the 2 guard at Notre Dame, so let me make sure we make that clarification.
Gilbert working that shot clock down, keeps the dribble alive, and then throws it away. 6 turnovers in this opening quarter for Kim Mulkey's crew. A disapproving look from the bench. And Kentucky can get up the last shot. Amoore with it in her hands, gets a switch. Hassett way short. And that one from Gilbert comes up short. A 2-point lead for Kentucky at the end of one on this Senior Day celebration for Kentucky and their star point guard, Georgia Amoore.
To me, she means everything. We joke a lot, she's my ride or die. You know, regardless what the situation is, I know she has my back. She makes everyone around her better, including me. It's allowed us to build a culture, and we've had success here very early, and a large part of that is because of her leadership, and the way that she presents Kentucky.
And this was pregame. Georgia walking out there with her parents, Phil and Kelly. And a nice moment for these two that have been together through thick and thin. First at Virginia Tech and a trip to the Final Four, and now here in their final season together at Kentucky. Two-time All-American, over 2,300 points and 800 assists. She is the only active D1 player with those stats.
A lot of people think she's small, and she's not tall, but she's strong, and she can impact the game in so many different ways. You should take a look at her parents all the way from Australia here to be with Georgia to celebrate Senior Day. This is not their last home game. They do have a game at home against Tennessee on Thursday, but they're celebrating Senior Day on Sunday. Can't think of a better way in front of packed house.
It is a brutal finish with LSU, then Tennessee, and then a roadie at South Carolina. Also, opportunity would knock and a chance to have a say in who wins the SEC regular season.
Definitely a backloaded conference schedule for Kentucky.
Statistically, that first quarter, neither side's going to write home about it. We'll move on to the second and see if Amoore and Morrow can find their offensive rhythm.
And LSU continues to go under that ball screen on Morrow, and I believe it's by design by Bob Starkey, who runs the defense for Kim Mulkey.
Morrow with the catch at the other end. No, second chance, up and in.
Second chance, second jump. Very quick off her feet.
Their offensive rebounding rate is 45% of their misses, and their second chance points close to 20 per night.
Which, according to her hoop stats, is #1 in the country. That means their offensive rebounding, 45% of the shots they miss. Just like Kentucky has been on the offensive glass here this afternoon.
Strack, the pick and the roll, and the finish for Clara. Already with 7 rebounds, and now her first basket.
She's a good young talent. She has gotten better since we saw her in December. Certainly playing against Elizabeth Kitley every day in practice last year at Virginia Tech has helped her.
And for LSU, out of sorts at the offensive end. Amoore leaving it for Strack. She'll try for 3. And a no-go. Let's see if LSU can get it cooking. Flau'jae Johnson has not even attempted a shot yet in the game. Tried to drop it off, and they turn it over.
And Kentucky plays a softer cover so they can be on the glass. LSU's got to get into some space.
Lawrence can't hit it.
You see a lot of white jerseys in the gaps on the penetration, and that's why LSU's turning the ball over. They're trying to force a play. Look at Lawrence right here, to the rim. Doing a nice job of getting inside that LSU defense, and then a great middle third screen and roll by Strack. Yeah, they're going under on purpose on Georgia Amoore. She's calculating all of that right now.
Strack with the post up, gets to the right side, blocked by Smith. It'll stay here with 6 on the shot clock.
Anytime you open up your shoulders on a move, you're opening up your shoulders and the ball to the shot blocker. You got to go rim, body, ball.
Hassett looking to get it back to Georgia to create here. Shot clock winding down. Step back 3. Scramble for the rebound, and Kentucky comes up with it, and Hassett has the second chance basket.
If you told Kenny Brooks that he was going to beat LSU on the offensive glass in the first half, I think he would have signed up for it immediately, but be surprised. 10 offensive rebounds for Kentucky.
Williams fouled on the drive, and that will be the second foul on Strack.
Kentucky has missed 19 shots, and they have offensive rebounded 10 of them. That's an LSU percentage.
So now Kentucky has 2 frontline players on the bench with 2 fouls. Both Strack and Key are out.
And see, that's what Kim Mulkey knows about her team. They don't have that giant post presence, but they have athletic 6 foot, 6'1", and they can move and they can rebound. So you can wear down the front line of Kentucky, who doesn't have the same depth as Kim Mulkey has.
Let's see if they can use that to their advantage. heading towards the half. Amoore probing, leaves it off for Hassett, gets a clean look, and it's it. And for Kentucky, 2 of 15 from downtown. They've got to dial that in. And they're up 9, their biggest lead of the half. Morrow over Silva. And the Cats come away with it. Here goes Georgia.
Look at her, she draws 2, she keeps her dribble alive. She does a really good job of probing the baseline. A lot of good things that Georgia Amoore does for this offense.
Tyler dropped it off for Silva. That pick and roll has been a problem for LSU.
Watch this probe on the baseline and just drops it off for Hassett. 73% of the shots that Hassett takes are three-pointers. So she is spotting up in the slot in transition.
First foul on Gilbert.
Well, Gilbert got stuck on a switch and was holding Silva. I mean, Gilbert all 5'8" of her trying to guard 6'7".
Look at Amoore on the season, responsible for over half of their scoring with her points and assists, and she'll pick up an assist there. And the Cats are cooking. Richard, quick shot. LSU only 23% shooting here in the first half. Oh, the cross, Amoore. Silva, 10-footer, got it, and another assist for Georgia. Not shooting it well, so she's passing it well.
You got to get her under control if you're LSU. You got to get somebody on her immediately and cut down her window up the floor.
Gilbert weaving inside, denied at the rim.
How about the toughness of the Kentucky front line so far to double up LSU?
LSU with 5 baskets here in the first half. That is it.
Yeah, they're not able to get in space. They're not getting anything easy, nothing in transition. And Kentucky's making them take it out of the net.
Flage and Williams and Morrow quiet offensively here in the first half. Here's Johnson. She'll pull up from 15 and knock it down.
Flage gets to that right hand and she gets to the nail. Beautiful mid-range jump shot by LSU's leading scorer at just under 20 a game.
A national champion, an SEC Freshman of the Year. Getting close to 1,500 career points in just her junior year out of Savannah. Back out to Amoore, deep 3. Another offensive rebound. Lawrence off the shot fake. Silva trying to tip it to herself, and Flage comes out with it. Knocked loose by Amoore, down on the deck. And it's Kentucky basketball. Lawrence off the bounce. Smith bothers the shot.
Icing ball screens right here, trying to keep it on the same side.
Boy, it is one and done almost every trip up the floor.
Kentucky doing a really good job in the gaps and on the glass. And Georgia Amoore is wheeling and dealing. Lawrence from triple. Amoore on the dish. And Mulkey looking disturbed and frustrated.
Looking forward to that. We are under 4 to go here in the first half. And it's been Kentucky from the start.
Kentucky +7 on the glass. LSU has 9 turnovers, 7 of which by their backcourt.
And a 12-2 run over the last 5 minutes, and a foul there on Gilbert as Amoore crash lands. The big 3 for LSU, stunningly quiet in this first half. 4 of 14 total. Shooting for Morrow, Johnson, and Williams.
Yeah, I'd like to see Michaela Williams get a few more touches. But I think in this system for LSU, as guards, you got to rebound so that you can get up the floor into the 2-man game.
Second foul on Gilbert.
Hassett is going to pop. She's not typically going to roll in that middle third.
5 on the shot clock. Amoore steps back over Poa, hits it.
I love her separation skills. That's why people think she's small, but she can separate from a taller defender.
And there is a touch for Williams. Off the
I'm telling
bounce,
you,
driving it inside.
That is a baller. Number 12 in purple.
She now has 5. Amoore. Back-to-back triples.
Seeing a big basket right now. Let's see if they keep going under that screen in the middle third.
They're going to have to change their thinking. Gilbert off the bounce, around and out, and a foul.
Look at the separation against a taller defender. Steps back, pulls it back, sticks it. And then right here, this just hands down. And you got to protect inside out against Georgia. And I know that's the theme for LSU to start the game. Let's see how they adjust as the game goes on, because right now it looks to me like that's the balance in her game, Beth. If you try to take away her ability to penetrate, she'll find another way to beat you.
That's the second foul, by the way, on Silva. So all 3 bigs have 2 personal fouls. Silva will stay out there as Gilbert gets to the line. And our ESPN Big Monday triple header on the men's side shapes up like this. Action gets underway at 7 Eastern with North Carolina and Florida State.
A big one in the Big 12 with Houston on the road at Texas Tech. Kelvin Sampson's team has a defense that travels.
Amoore looking to go to work again, keeping that dribble alive.
Got a little stop and go. She's got an ability to hang.
Tyler, they tried the pick and roll again. Gilbert got in the way.
Late clock.
Amoore got a new defender on her. Hassett around and out.
Good box out by Smith on Silva.
Chance here for Flage on the move, and Amoore jumps into the passing lane, tips it to herself, and lays it up and in. Got them on their feet in Lexington. There's your halftime highlight. Williams, and a foul on the shot committed by Lawrence.
Watch the hustle play right here. The deflection and then the tap to herself. Senior night. Special things can happen. What a play. Incredible savvy, incredible hustle. She's a lot quicker than people give her credit for.
Maybe 5'6",
Maybe.
grad student from Australia. As Williams connects at the free throw line. Amoore now with the last 8 points. 16 times in the season, 15 points and 5 assists. That is the most for a player in the SEC in 22
That's
years.
amazing. Guards, guards, guards.
Silva calling for it, working on Smith. Goes to the right side and uses the glass.
How about Silva extended minutes? Plays about 12 a game. She's already hit that number.
And just no answer right now for LSU. Final minute of the first half.
Icing ball screens right here, trying to keep her on the same side. She's getting to the nail, and that's a bucket. Forget about it, Beth. It's a beautiful textbook jump shot, Michaela Williams. I could see her getting to the nail before she got to the nail.
Amoore now playing the 2 guard, gets an open look, short. Cassidy Rowe is checked into the game for the Cats. Shot clock is off.
Yeah, Coach Mulkey says, give the ball to Michaela Williams. Flatten it out and let her go. She doesn't even need a screen. Let her go one-on-one.
Now they're going to bring a screen.
Silva in drop coverage.
Williams in and out. Morrow, offensive rebound, and it's good. Anissa Morrow on the glass. Big finish, though, for Kentucky and Georgia Amoore. They have the lead heading into the locker room. She has scored 8 of the last 10. Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. LSU and Kentucky and a whole lot of Georgia. Amoore played the full 20 minutes in that first half. Impressive in a 38-26 advantage. Much to the dismay of Kim Mulkey, we'll see how things change for LSU in this second half. Beth Mowins alongside Debbie Antonelli, and Amoore off to a slow start and then really picked up in that second quarter.
Well, she was 1 for 9 to start, but it didn't stop her from moving the ball and getting others involved. She's so good at distributing. She answers the 3 W's, who to get the ball to, when, and where. She knows personnel, and when it's time to call her own number, she reads the D, she separates with her ball handling skills, and then just makes a tremendous defensive play and hustle play here to finish, to give Kentucky some separation with 12 points. 12-point lead here at the half. Michaela Williams got going late in the second quarter, and I think she's the player for them that needs to have the ball in her hands. She's so good off the bounce. She can score at 3 levels. She gets to the nail off a single side ball screen. I expect her to have a big second half here for LSU.
LSU, with a comeback here, can clinch a top 4 finish and a double bye in the SEC. And quickly on the drive, Key misses the layup.
So Key only played 2.5 minutes with 2 quick fouls in the first quarter, so she should be fresh and good to go.
Kentucky had a chance to clinch today. They needed Ole Miss to lose. Ole Miss rallied to win today over Missouri. So that opportunity is gone, but still could have a big win. As Flau'jae Johnson hits her first look. The big 3 were real quiet in that first half for LSU.
Much better ball movement on the first possession. And if you've watched Coach Mulkey over the years, she didn't say a word to her team in the first half. Would that have been a paint-peeling speech in halftime, or you look to your leadership? What's your assessment?
Yes,
I'm thinking, and then she challenges maybe the pride, and they're going to pick up full court here. And so you get started with Flau'jae and Michaela knocking down buckets.
And immediately they respond coming out of the locker room, and it's back into single digits. LSU in 3rd place in the SEC, Kentucky in 4th place, separated by 1 game in the loss column, with Texas and South Carolina 1 more game up, tied for first.
I think we're going to see a much more energetic and a little bit more effort out of LSU here in Coach Mulkey's team. Right away, you're seeing something more out of her.
Showing up in Big Blue Nation with the red leather, Debbie.
That's the Louisville colors.
Oh. Sending a message. Morrow. No. Johnson on the glass, and a foul going to be called on Lawrence.
I think it's a tempo thing for LSU. It's an energy thing. It's a playing a little bit harder on the defensive end, trying to get out on the glass and run off the glass.
And that is the 3rd foul on Deja Lawrence, so a starter steps out for Kentucky. Morrow gets in the lane, trying to use that window. No, rebounds her own miss. Another opportunity won't go. And yet again for LSU. Despite a tough shooting day, she stays relentless on the glass. Bodies sprawled out. Here come the Cats. Hassett gets it right back.
Oh, with a great look.
They are just 5 of 23 now from downtown.
Goes that single side ball screen with Morrow and Flau'jae to the rim.
The hesitation from Flau'jae.
It's a lot of one-action offense, but a lot of times it results in that. They don't need to reverse the ball.
That one action is awfully good. A 6-0 start to this second half for LSU. And they're getting the ball into the hands of their playmakers. Amoore kicks it back outside. And that 3 is good. Tyler. Williams pulls up 15.
Money. 15 to the elbow, to the nail. Never really over penetrates, although she can get to the rim. So smart.
Already 4 baskets in the first 3 minutes. Amoore tried to wrap it, and if that's a foul on Strack, that's her 3rd.
See, those are the fouls I don't like in the women's game, and let me tell you why. The ball was going out of bounds anyway, and LSU was going to get it. Now we've got, I don't like it. I know it's the rule. I still don't like it.
Don't always have to be by the book. That's 2 starters, by the way, now out for Kentucky.
Which means zone for Kenny Brooks' team here on the defensive end.
Silva, who played over 14 minutes in that first half, is quickly back out there. Oh, pretty look, Williams. Right by Silva to Morrow.
No ball pressure, great read. And look at the different body language you're seeing out of LSU here to start the second half.
The big 3 immediately having an impact out of the locker room. Tyler. That one's off the mark. Williams has it. And now the confidence and the possession with LSU. Williams. Tyler with a good weak side box. Amoore feeds Key on the run. Knocked loose by Williams.
LSU doing a really good job in this second half of switching sides of the floor and switching sides of the floor in the zone. Look at that pass by Williams. On the money. Hands down right through the zone. What a good job by Moore to get behind the D.
Amoore can't get the shooter's touch. LSU is out of bounds. And it's a fresh 20 for Kentucky. Trying to weather this 10-3 scoring run from LSU.
You gotta throw it on the block. Play through the post.
Amoore uses that screen. Can't connect.
Good job by Tyler. Anticipate. See, what LSU's doing is every time up the floor, they are trying to switch sides in transition. It's a great habit and practice to have up the court because you make the defense who's running down the middle of the floor in transition have to shift as well. I like the zone, though, with the personnel on the floor that Kenny Brooks has right now.
Yep, a new look here for LSU to deal with. Ray Wilson, no. Offensive rebound.
Day Wilson doesn't have a very good three-point shooting percentage, 16 for the season, 16%.
Scramble for the loose ball and a held ball. It's going to go to Kentucky.
Multiple defenders have been on Georgia Amoore in this game. Cheyenne Day Wilson about the same size and quickness.
16 shots taken by Georgia, just 4 makes, and 3 of 12 from downtown. He will try. And now Johnson will push with numbers for LSU. Defended by Amoore, and Georgia whistled for the foul. That'll be her first. 41-36, Kentucky in front midway through the third.
We have a timeout on the floor.
And this would be the chances of landing a #1 seed. And heavy on South Carolina and Texas. LSU needs some help. Kim Mulkey pointing out to us pregame that they had to play both Texas and South Carolina on the road, as well as Tennessee.
Twice.
They are 26-2, so their only losses are to the top 2 teams in the conference. Their net ranking is a 10. They are 5-2 in quad 1 games. This is a quad 1 win for the victor to take home here today.
Cheyenne Day Wilson doing a good job of denying Georgia Amoore the ball, making someone else initiate, and there's a deflection. Turnover. Good change by LSU, saving the pressure in the full court for the second half.
They've trailed by as many as 16. That was late in the first half, and now in a one-possession game.
Elevator door screen. And then the ISO to the pinch.
Williams off glass, no. Look at the purple jerseys on the offensive boards. Day Wilson, tough pass for Flauget. And a whistle and a foul. Is that going to be on Georgia? That'll be her second. Fourth on the team this quarter. Williams attacks and scores.
So tough.
15 now for Michaela.
I mean, a sophomore with size, with skill, and with a desire to hunt shots.
16-point deficit down to 1. Key faces up, goes after Morrow, and draws the foul.
It's a good ISO, a left-handed Tiani Key. And this is just a really good curl right here by Williams. You can hand it off or you can fake it. Either way, this is a really good play and set coming off the baseline out of bounds. Options for LSU. And then Key, left side of the floor, left side isolation on the block.
This is the first. Stick around, tonight's ESPN NBA doubleheader. It's the Cavs and the Grizz, followed by the Thunder and the Timberwolves. Action gets underway tonight at 7 Eastern, and NBA Countdown will get things rolling at 6 o'clock tonight. Doubleheader coming up. Key able to knock down the second. 2 to tie, and 1 triple away from grabbing the lead.
Kentucky staying in the zone. Good find.
Flauget for 3, and LSU has its first lead of the game.
Really great job to overload the zone by LSU, and Flauget Johnson wide open in the corner. This is a great job by LSU, moving the ball, taking what the defense gives, playing over the top of the zone. Nice delivery, wide open. Bucket for Flauget Johnson. LSU with their first lead of the game. While the LSU offense has started to catch fire, they've only limited Kentucky to 3 points here. It's Michaela Williams and Flauget Johnson doing a great job of moving the ball, taking advantage of what the D gives. Williams, nice job in the mid-range, and then Flauget knocks down the triple. LSU with 2 triples in the game, one from Flauget Johnson, the other from Michaela Williams, but they don't make a lot of threes. They are really good in the mid-range, though, and I love the full court pressure because I think they've changed the rhythm of the game with their defense.
17-4 outburst for LSU here in the third. And what was once a 16-point deficit is gone. They have their first lead of the day. A whistle and a foul. Time now for our Star Stories, brought to you by Maybelline. And it's starting to heat up for Williams and Johnson. After just scoring 26 points in the first half, tying their lowest scoring half of the season, much different story here in the third. They've kept Amoore off the scoreboard as well, and Kentucky out of sorts. They are 1 for 9 coming out of the locker room.
There's a lot of ways you can change the rhythm of the game, and Kim Mulkey saved the full court pressure for the second half. But her team has just executed better on the offensive end as well. You got the right people taking shots. And they're not turning it over.
Tough catch, able to hold onto it and go to the left side.
Really nice duck in from the weak side.
Morrow now 10 points and 8 rebounds, working on another double-double. She has 24 in 27 games. And Smith knocks that loose. Day Wilson, everybody getting a touch. Williams on the drive. Silva is there to basket protect, so it's back out to the perimeter. And now Amoore will push. Approaching 2 minutes to go here in the third. Day Wilson doing a nice job on Amoore.
So they're going over that middle ball screen now in the second half.
Silva tied up by Smith.
Morrow does a great job right here, getting into space, ducking in right there at the SEC logo, and then finishing with the left.
Two of the front runners for SEC Player of the Year honors going head-to-head here this afternoon, and Day Wilson pulls up and pops. And LSU has taken over here in the third quarter.
Well, whatever Kim Mulkey said to her team at halftime, it definitely worked. They're a much different looking team here in the second half.
Little purple pride called into question,
definitely
perhaps?
think so.
Williams, the step through to the right side. 23-4 run. Key, able to keep it alive. Lawrence had it knocked loose from behind. Down on the deck, good scrap for the loose ball. This LSU defense has been a difference maker.
I also think Coach Mulkey, you know, all year the point guard situation's been a little rocky for them. Right here, Cheyenne Day Wilson hasn't come off the floor here in the third quarter. So she's playing much better, which matters because you have so many weapons around you. LSU switching on their ball screen coverages now here in the second half.
Hassett. That one won't go. And Mulkey wants to settle for a good look here. They've only turned it over once this quarter after 10 in the first half. Wilson weaves her way. And now Flage will pull up. Short. And going to be a foul on the Tigers.
Flage Johnson is a tremendous shooter, and she does a really good job of following her shot. She knew it was off. She was trying to get the jump ball there. Last possession here for Kentucky in this third quarter, where they need a bucket badly.
Just 4 points here in 10 minutes. Amoore uses the screen, gives it up. Lawrence again had it knocked loose from behind. A scramble for Kentucky. Key, no. Tip weak side is good from Silva.
Good time and score right there by Silva to know that she didn't have time to come back down with it. Weak side glass, late clock opportunity, and Kentucky needed something. Maybe this will get them going in the fourth quarter.
Play is under review.
For the LSU Tigers, currently in third place in the SEC, 26-2. Their only losses to the two teams in front of them in the conference. Flage, another double-digit scoring game for her. She'll make it 38 straight. And Morrow, 2 rebounds away from double-double number 99. And the big three, quiet in the first half and explosive in the second half for LSU as they erase a 16-point deficit, accounting for 80% of their scoring today for the Tiger trio.
That's usually the way it rolls for LSU, and I think that's when they're at their best. You have 3 incredibly talented offensive players. Distributing the offense is part of the point guard's responsibility. I think that's what has been somewhat stalled LSU early in the first half.
Johnson right back to Morrow in the 1-2 punch. Patience.
Really good execution off the timeout.
LSU in third place in the SEC, Kentucky in fourth, separated by 1 game. Both will need some help to win the regular season.
So that possession, Kenny Brooks is getting Amoore off the top of the floor, over to the wing.
As it stands right now for LSU, a win today, and they are guaranteed a top 4 finish and a double bye for the SEC tournament.
It's going to be a foul on Morrow, pushing Strack in the back. It's just a really good job in the 2-man game. They get isolated, they clear it out, they go single side. It's really well executed.
Third foul on Morrow. See if Strack can get it going. Hampered by foul trouble here today. Turns it over. And numbers on the run. Day Wilson to Williams. Bothered on the shot by Amoore, and Georgia the other way. Looking for her first basket of this second half. She'll take the assist instead. Lawrence can't connect.
Oh, clear out for this matchup right here. Williams, she's been scoring on that from the elbow.
Not that time. Strack clears. 8th rebound for her.
I think it's been a better connected offensive effort by LSU here in the second half.
Cats will play with Strack and Silva together, so good size. Lawrence, no. Morrow is there with her 9th rebound. On the run, Day Wilson can't finish. Kentucky needs a spark. Morrow got a hand in the passing lane. Strack able to get it back. Long rebound to Johnson.
Flau'jae Johnson's going to slow it down here. She asked Cheyenne Day Wilson to slow it down the last couple of possessions. They go right back to that pinch with Michaela Williams. They're going 1-4 high. Yeah, Williams, that's a foul. She pushed right through Amoore, who was in legal guarding position, and she didn't need to.
That'll be the second on Michaela.
I do like a good freedom of movement call, though.
Strack, mid-range. Now 2 for 18 in the second half.
It's a wise decision right there by Flau'jae. Good take.
And I think before the drive, a timeout for LSU.
And we'll be coming full media timeout.
Under 7 to go, LSU seeks a road win.
Kayla Williams, the 6-foot sophomore, number 12 in purple. One of the many top of the scouting report players for LSU because of her skill set. So good, getting to the nail, playing through the elbows. Kim Mulkey can isolate her against certain matchups. She can shoot the 3. She's a finisher in transition. And she was a McDonald's All-American coming out of high school. Last year's SEC Freshman of the Year. And look what she's done over the last 6 games. Has 17 tonight on 7 for 15 shooting.
Our McDonald's All-American spotlight, Michaela Williams, a big second half for the big 3, and they have held Georgia Amoore without a basket this second half. Trying to break out of that. And her first basket since a minute 38 to go in the first half.
I mean, as sluggish as LSU was in the first half, Kentucky's been that way in the second. No offensive rebounds for Kentucky, and just 8 points since the start of the second half.
Trying to get this crowd back into it after LSU had silenced them. Flagey back to Smith, blocked by Silva. Strack on the run. And now this capacity crowd has something to hoot about. Morrow attacks, in and out.
The presence of a shot blocker and the size of Strack, and look at her run the floor, create separation on the top of the court.
Hassett thought about it. Strack off the bounce to the rim. 1-point game.
Coming off the timeout, Kentucky has outscored LSU 6-0.
Morrow will try again, short. The size of Kentucky bothersome those last two possessions. And a chance for the lead. Amoore off the bounce. Got it!
They scored 8 points in like a minute.
More than they scored in the entire third quarter. Williams, no. It'll stay at this end. What a flurry by Kentucky to move back in front.
I mean, defense started it by Georgia Amoore. She gets the bucket off a steal. And Strack runs the court and gets an easy one. And then Strack on the baseline drives it.
Williams. Day Wilson. And a foul.
It's a really good job of Cheyenne Day Wilson of attacking a closeout against Kentucky.
Third foul on Silva.
Kentucky wants that on the floor. They're going to say she was in the act of shooting.
So Day Wilson to the line just 47%. Well, a great day of college hoops. We'll carry it over into Big Monday. Baylor and K-State. Tomorrow night, 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Kansas State undefeated at home this year. Day Wilson puts LSU back in front.
Jeff Nitty's got his best team. Amoore with a screen by Strack.
Under 5 to go. Offensive foul. Strack into Morrow. And that's her fourth.
Foul is on number 13. Strack, her fourth. And the team's second.
Looking to get Williams a touch. She's got one. Down on the block, backing in on the defender and uses the glass.
I mean, incredible weapon on the offensive end. So poised. Going back to the single side.
Amoore. Strack slips it and she draws the foul.
In December, Clara Strack on a play like that would fall. She's done a much better job of staying on her feet and drawing that foul.
And that's now the fourth on Morrow. Strack to the line. 76% on the season. Six points, 8 rebounds today.
Top shot blocker in the SEC with a finesse game around the rim. Soft touch from the free throw line.
And a timeout called by Kentucky in a 1-point game. Winners trying to stay in the chase for an SEC title. LSU with the win, they clinch a double bye at a top 4 finish in the Southeastern Conference. For Kentucky, this would be a huge quad 1 win on their NCAA tournament resume. Right now, Charlie Brackets says they are a 3 seed and the 11th overall. And down the stretch we go. Coming up by 4 minutes. And that's going to be a whistle and a foul out top on Kentucky. And Lawrence, her 4th.
I mean, Flauché Johnson did a really good job of running her into the screen. Lawrence trying to fight over the top.
Day Wilson. Flauché flashes. And that's going to be a foul on the rebound, I think, on Key for Kentucky. It's her 3rd. And the 4th on the team. 3 team fouls for LSU. Williams on the inbound, rattles in and out. And a chance now for Kentucky to grab the lead back.
No foul there. She knocked it out of bounds. You don't need to call a foul.
Amoore off the point. Georgia 16 points, 4 assists. And there's a reach-in foul. Which is too bad for Kentucky because Amoore had a wide open look for a 3. That'll be the 3rd on Day Wilson and the 4th team foul. So both sides' next foul will get them to the free throw line. Silva, 2 feet in the paint with the catch, and the fade for the big girl.
Elizabeth Kinley special, a Kenny Brooks special. Teaches his bigs how to fade away like that. Jack Sigma, if you will.
Kentucky by 1. 3 minutes to go. Morrow into a triple team, still got it up, and Smith is there weak side, and the Tigers are back on top.
How about the confidence Kenny Brooks is showing right now in Clara Silva?
Amoore 3. And that's out of bounds to LSU.
Watch Silva right here. Watch the footwork. 6-7, fade away. Kenny Brooks says, just like we worked on it. In a crowd, this is why Morrow so strong, can get it up on the glass with confidence that her teams can rebound.
Everybody gets a touch. Williams with Amoore defending. Able to use the screen to get a clean look around and out. Kentucky ball.
Neither team with a foul to give. Amoore again, another possession off the ball so they can quickly get to that single side 2-man game.
And a reach-in foul. And Silva will shoot a pair of free throws on this 5th team foul.
You don't want a foul right there. You want to make her make a shot. And how about Silva getting the 2-man naked side instead of Strack?
Well, Kenny Brooks at shoot-around today said we have to have production from Clara today. Even though she missed that free throw, 10 points and 8 rebounds. Missed them both. 2 minutes to go. What a day of college basketball. 3 nail-biters in a row on the ESPN networks. Williams with the body control to finish.
The Euro. The step around the shot blocker. Kim Mulkey puts the ball in her hands at the end of the game when she needs a bucket.
Amoore off the cross, gets inside, nowhere to go with it. Almost turned it over. Hassett for three. And Morrow is the one that tipped it out.
Watch this play. Handoff off the elbow.
That's over 6-7.
1, 2. Hang and bank it in.
Amoore. Now the decision making so critical. Hassett. Strack slips, leaves it for Silva for the layup. Back to a 1-point game. 1 minute to go.
Interior passing. First time we've seen that tonight.
Williams, oh, nice find for Johnson inside. Good help defense. They got to kick it back out to Michaela. Hits the three. Huge second half for Michaela Williams. She now has 24.
She patiently waited in the first quarter. Didn't get much action offensively. Started to come on to finish the second quarter. And then she has been the feature on offense here in the second half. Good cut back door, good read by Flau'jae Johnson. And Michaela Williams, straight on triple.
15 points in this second half and a big comeback for LSU. And now a 4-point lead with 49 seconds to go. And the Tiger trio 48 on the night. Amoore 16 points, 5 assists.
A quiet second half though, Beth. She had 12 at the break. The difference in the game here in the second half has been the LSU defense. They've turned it up, they've picked up full court, they changed the rhythm of the game, they changed their body language, and that allowed them to regain the lead.
They've outscored Kentucky 36-20 here in the second half, and there are your significants. A couple of timeouts each. Possession arrow is Kentucky's. Both sides in the bonus, 2 free throws. 4 fouls on Morrow for LSU, 4 on Lawrence and Strack for UK.
And Kenny Brooks elects not to advance the basketball. He wants to use the full court right here. He wants to give Georgia Amoore a running start.
Instead, it'll be Lawrence here who comes across midcourt with it, gets it to Georgia. They force the entry pass and it's picked off. Flau'jae Johnson has it.
You got a foul.
The double team and then a timeout right in front of Kim Mulkey. The standings in the SEC, with Carolina's win today, they go up a half a game on Texas. The Longhorns in action tomorrow night at Georgia. And then it's LSU and UK. The top 4 teams get the double bye in Greenville. An LSU win right here secures one of those for the Tigers. Well, they forced the pass inside to Kentucky. Debbie, you got to have the ball in George Amoore's hands, right? Making the decisions or taking the shots here.
First of all, LSU did a good job of not allowing Georgia Amoore to catch it and making someone else bring it up, which took time off the clock. It's interesting that Kenny Brooks would use the full length of the floor but not get the ball. Work a little harder by Georgia Amoore to get the ball.
So now LSU has to inbound. No fouls to give for Kentucky. Day Wilson.
That's who you foul.
Yep.
48% free throw shooter.
She is 2 for 2 today.
Isn't that interesting how Coach Mulkey ran a play to get her to the free throw line? I think Michaela Williams or Flau'jae Johnson I'd rather have at the free throw line.
Now 3 for 3. Beating the odds at the line. Short. Morrow trying to keep it alive, and it comes back out to LSU. and Kentucky will have to quickly foul. And what a job by Morrow, and the recognition from Coach Mulkey, pointing right at her, the hustle play.
You don't think Coach Mulkey puts a bad free throw shooter on the line on purpose because she thinks her team's going to rebound it, do you?
No. But Morrow did tip it to keep it alive. Double-double for her and for Flau'jae Johnson here this afternoon, and 24 points for Michaela Williams to lead all scorers. And defensively, they have held Georgia Amoore in check, just 6 for 21 shooting. And the quick timeout here. And this time, Kentucky will advance to midcourt.
Well, because it's a 6-point, 2-possession game, if you go for the 3 and you miss it, the game's over. Because you're going to have to foul and they're going to go to the free throw line. But if you get a quick 2, you can extend the game. So I would go for a quick 2.
We saw that today in the NC State-Notre Dame game. And the late 3 to tie it at the end of regulation for the Fighting Irish, and then NC State went on to win it in overtime.
The difference was NC State had fouls to give.
Yes.
It chose not to.
Kentucky does not.
I would throw it on a direct feed into the block and try to score quickly. Then set my pressure.
Hassett will inbound. Amoore will start out in the backcourt.
I think she's decoying. I'm going inside to Strack.
25 seconds to go.
They're going for the 3.
Amoore has a clean look. Short. Rebound LSU. And Flau'jae Johnson fouled, and the Tigers can now ice this at the free throw line. Overcoming a 16-point deficit. Their low point late in the first half. This would be their largest comeback of the season if they seal the deal here.
Well, if she misses this one, you're going back to definitely needing a 3. Because you're going to call timeout to advance it.
Now, Kentucky had LSU on the deck, and the Tigers got up off the floor coming out of the locker room to start this second half.
So for LSU, you run them off the 3-point line. A 2 doesn't hurt you here. No fouls. Switch everything. Really good job second half defensively by LSU. Changed what they were doing on ball screen coverage in the middle third. All first half going under Georgia Amoore. Second half fighting over the top. Changing the matchups on her. Cheyenne Day-Wilson did a really good job here. She played the point the entire second half.
Big day of college hoops around the country. NC State with the upset of #1 Notre Dame. So the ACC regular season championship still up for grabs. TCU, Haley Van Lith, big against West Virginia. And North Carolina, big road win without Alyssa Usby today. The only D1 team 9-0 on the road. So that is great news for North Carolina. Louisville still has a shot next Sunday against Notre Dame as we we're into the last week of the regular season here.
It's incredible. I can't believe it's the last week.
Zoe Brooks, 33 points in that win over ND. All right, back here in Lexington, 17 seconds to go. Day-Wilson trying to deny Amoore the ball. Strack will have to heave. And another rebound for LSU. And Kentucky will call off the Cats. And the Tigers on the road stay in the race for an SEC regular season championship. And with a win, they secure a top 4 finish and a double bye in Greenville. 65-58, your final. A big second half from the Big Three for LSU.